Okay, good morning, good evening. So I'm Swami Sitaramananda for those who are new, but I think most of you are regular students. And today is an auspicious day. Yesterday was Guru Purnima, which is a full moon dedicated to the Guru. It's a very big program in India and also many people around the world. It's a full moon dedicated to the Guru. And the guru is not just only a teacher of a technique. Yeah. Let's say you teach asanas, it doesn't make you a guru. Okay. you are a teacher. Okay. So guru in Shivananda system is a very big title. Okay. A guru is the one that removes the ignorance. And we talk about spiritual ignorance. We talk about not knowing the ultimate goal of life. We talk about, awaken from our spiritual ignorance. So it's a very big thing. Okay. So people that are self-realized, and you can call them a guru. So in our system, we considered Swami Vishnu Devananda to be our guru because he's the founder and teacher of the whole method. And then Swami Shivananda is considered to be the Satguru. So that's our lineage. And come up to Shankaracharya, which is 8th century AD, yeah, which is our lineage. Okay, so we teach by lineage. That's a traditional yoga, and to understand that, you need to understand what is spiritual learning. Mm. Spiritual learning is not just learning any normal kind of techniques, yeah, but spiritual learning is how do you say that, unlearn. Spiritual learning is a whole journey of unlearning. Okay, unlearning means you think you learn something, and you know something, but very often time this learning or this knowledge becomes obstacle to your realization of self. So it's very different kind of learning. Okay, so it's learning to undo the wrong impressions in the mind, and learning to undoing doesn't mean that you become stupid and you become not knowing, but more or less is to first you need to be balanced. Okay? You need to be sattvic. In yogic language, we say sattvic. Instead of tamasic, that means darkness, denial, stubbornness. Rajasic is, desiring, wanting, doing things in this world and thinking that you are the doer, egoism. So you have to balance this out, these two tendencies out. So if you are too active, rajasic, then you need to calm down. And if you are too passive, too lazy, then you need to act up. So you have to learn to balance first, so you can come to some level of purity. Yes, then at that time you'll be able to see through and understand the reason why you make so much effort and doing so many things, and yet you don't get to feel happy. Okay, That's what it means when I say undoing. Yeah. So it's not undoing when all of a sudden you know something and you say that you don't know. It's not that. Mm. It just means that you need to learn your strengths and your weaknesses, and you need to balance yourself out in order for you to come to a state of understanding of yourself and become more wise in your action. Okay? So that's a very big job that the guru has to guide you to do that. So the guru has to have a vision, has to know the path, know the way, know the pitfall of the mind, and has to walk on that path for a long time to understand all the psychology of a mind of an aspirant and all the obstacles that can come, from the tamas, rajas tendency, okay, and then has to nicely guide you and help you and at the same time supporting you and love you. So it's not an easy task. Swami Vishnu Devanji stayed with Swami Shivananda for more than 10 years before Master Shivananda sent him to the West. I myself, I stay with Swami Vishnu Devanji actively about I cannot tell now, about 10 years, yeah, and about 12 years until he left his body. So in the beginning, I have to be learning every detail because I know that I don't know, but I don't know what I don't know. I know that I don't know a lot of things, but I don't know what I don't know. So it's a very strange situation where I have to, at the same time, try to think on my own, be intelligent, and make decisions. At the same time, I have to pay much attention to the tendency to be egoistic and to think that you know. So like this, back and forth many times. Yeah. So if I do something, then Swami Vishnu Devanji would ask, why you don't ask me? And if I if I don't do something, then Swami Vishnu Devanji would say, why don't you think? Why you take my time? So then I say, okay, so I'm going to think and I'm going to do. Then again, he would say, why you are not asking me? Why you are too independent? And again, I change. Then I don't do anything and I wait. And then he say, why you cannot, take action and do something about this? So back and forth like this. Yeah. But I did not know that the training is about both. It's about doing and non-doing. That means about doing, but not with a sense of doership, not with egoism. Yeah. So in order for you not to have egoism, then you have to surrender, you have to listen. Yeah. And you have to be passive. Oh, not passive is incorrect, be attentive. You have to learn to tune inside. Yeah, because when you are attentive, you listen always to the voice outside. And when you're passive, also, you are switch off the voice outside, but then you are not listening to inside. So that whole process to switch from the thinking of the mind to the feeling of the intuition of the heart, yeah, that leads you in the right direction, that takes some time, that takes some training. That's why it is said that we need to have a teacher. Okay? So I'm not a guru. I act like guru, yeah, but I don't call myself a guru. Officially, I'm called Acharya. Acharya means a spiritual teacher that can teach you, the scripture, the right path, and as far as a person is still in physical body, then you pay attention. You don't call them a guru. Yeah, that's why today is important day. Swami Shivananda Mahasamadhi on 14th of July. So when a person leaves their body, then their karma is over. Okay. So the Mahasamadhi means the samadhi or the realization of the self, realization that I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I am the Atman, immortal self, yeah, is more complete. So the day Swami Shivananda leave his body, 14th of July, is an auspicious day. And it's a day that we need to remember, because he left his body doesn't mean that he doesn't exist anymore. But in fact, it's more important. His spirit is more powerful. So because you did not meet Swami Shivananda, I myself did not meet Swami Shivananda. I meet Swami Vishnudevanji, who talk every day about Swami Shivananda. So Swami Vishnudevanji very much tuned in or is devoted to Swami Shivananda. So because of my connection to Swami Vishnudevanji, so I also feel very close to Swami Shivananda. Okay? So you cannot really jump. Yeah, people would take some books of Shivananda and they think that they know. They think that they are the disciple of Swami Shivananda because they read some books. Yeah. Of course, you can read books and you can apply, but the ego is such that unless you have a live teacher behind you, yeah, to show you your mistake, yeah, or to um, mirror to you who you really are, the ego or the false sense of self always is hiding in some way. So it's very important that beginner spiritual aspirant, yeah, be growing in a spiritual community with a teacher, and then at that time, all your kind of identification with your personality, things that you are habituated to do or to think, need to be revealed, as it is possible obstacle, and things that you are, which is your true self, that is hidden underneath, need to be revealed as well. So it's a process that takes many years of tuning and practice in order for you to realize, because it's not that somebody say something about you, it's about you realizing really what is the important thing, and that takes some time. So this process of learning we call the guru-disciple relationship. Okay, so the relationship is not just only about the guru. You can have a very big guru, yeah, very famous, but you don't have any relationship. Yeah, it doesn't do anything except just talking. Yeah, or you have a teacher that is very unknown, yeah, and yet every time the teacher says something or do something, you learn something very deep within you. So that is the most important thing. Okay, so the guru is a gift from God. It's a gift. It's a spiritual gift. Yeah, for whatever reason, you meet with this person and it's open yourself to understanding about what you can be that is beyond what you think that you can be. Yeah, so it opened you up to something else that is unknown to you. Okay, because the mind is such um, an obstacle to our realization. And because we live with our mind and we use our mind all day long, so we don't even know that this is the obstacle. Okay? So I try to explain the best I can in a very short few sentences about the process of spiritual learning. Okay? So don't use the word guru so easily. Yeah. Some people they just train themselves in a TTC or something, 1 month training, and they come out, they are a guru, they are a big guru. Yeah. So whatever they say, and the people bow to them, and they have become bigger and bigger. It's not that at all. Okay. It's go in the wrong direction. Because in fact, the spiritual learning is undoing, unlearning, undoing, unlearning, like I just said earlier. I mean, you have to balance yourself out. What you know, you have to pay attention to what you know, and what you don't know, you have to be confirmed in what you don't know. So and it's very unique and very personal, and you need to mirror yourself. Mirror means to see yourself in the mirror of somebody that can see that about you. Otherwise, you see yourself through the mirror of your ego mind, then it just confirm again and again your tendency, and it does not help you. Okay, so the uh, the um, the disciple or the student, serious student of yoga, has to be qualified. That means they have to train themselves. There's different criteria for qualifications. Yeah, so you don't expect that the guru is doing something for you, but the very important thing is you have to train yourself. Okay, in discrimination, in dispassion, in tranquility, in forbearance, in faith, in the quality of balance, self control, all this, and you have to continue seeking. Yeah, so it has to be something like so deep within you that you want to all the time to know, and you are very careful not to make mistake. Okay, between your tendency, your ego tendency, and what is revealed to you. I can say that it is a confusing period of your life in the beginning when you try to learn to find out who you are. And so I went through that period of my life. Okay. And then slowly, I start to trust. Yeah. In the beginning, you trust yourself. It's not like you become lack of self confidence, but you need to have more spiritual wisdom. And spiritual wisdom means that you be more careful, yeah, in asserting yourself, yeah, and and then you have to have faith. You have to do the practice, yeah, very seriously, and it would eventually, whatever that you know for certain that come from spirit, then you don't have any doubt. Okay, if there is doubt, it is because not yet. It is because just a thought in your mind, an information, an idea that you have, you read in books or you hear, but it has not becoming yourself yet. It has not becoming something solid from within you yet. Okay, so you need to have a teacher that would mirror you back, and that would even the memory of the teacher, the thinking of the teacher will help you uh, to realize yourself. And Sankara Dao, you talk about sự nghi ngờ. Nghi ngờ means doubt. Yeah. So that means that you have to it's not that you have doubt, okay, but you have to be discriminative, the English word. You have to be discerning, okay? You have to have the capacity to discern between your mind and your mind, your ego, and the truth, okay? So you cannot function really out of doubt. Doubt is not a positive word. It's a negative word, okay? Doubt is opposed to faith. Yeah, it's better that you function out of faith, yeah, instead of doubt. Okay, so the process of learning, spiritual learning, I'm talking, is a daily process of tuning in, yeah, tuning into your heart, tuning into the truth of your heart, and tuning out of your mind, or having a little awareness that your mind always is taking over, and your mind is not necessarily the voice that you need to listen to. Okay, so that is the process between the ego mind transforming itself, purifying itself, and become the voice of the immortal self, the immortal soul. Okay, it's a long process, and it needs the disciple that is willing, that is wanting, that is applying, that is practicing, and it needs a teacher that is supporting and loving, and is knowing the way, knowing the path, and is able to communicate to help the person that is the spiritual aspirant that sometimes is struggling, yeah, on the and help the person to take the right path. So this process, if you have a teacher that help you to do this, it's very very precious. Okay, so Guru Purnima is a full moon yesterday when we celebrate the teacher, and today Mahasamadhi happened to be one day after the other, Swami Shivananda. So I want to tell also some story of Swami Shivananda, so that we get inspiration. Okay. So the first story of Swami Shivananda is he realized that the self, or the Atman, is free from caste or class, social class. So when he was young, he was doing worshipping with his father. He come from a high class family in India, and he's a very sports athletic person. So he went to the village in order to find a fencing teacher, and the fencing teacher is from a lower class, yeah, called untouchable, lower class. So he take lessons from this teacher, and then people tell him that this teacher is from low class and he come from high class. Why he take class from the lower class teacher? Then Swami Sivananda, young boy at that time, one day he has a vision. He's doing puja, he worship in the deity, and he has a vision that the heart of the deity jump into the heart of his untouchable teacher. That means he has a vision that who that he worship or who that he loves is the same in the heart of his teacher, no matter what class the teacher belong to. Yeah. So he break through all the social norm. Yeah, the social norm is division of classes and caste. Yeah, so he realized that the self in the teacher, and the self in himself, yeah, the self, the Atman is one. So that is first lesson. So we are not learning yoga just by reading books, yeah, by daily life. One time, Swami Vishnu Devanji told the story that he was calling a carpenter. A carpenter. His Karma Yoga is doing building. He called the carpenter, 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 come here, like this. And then Swami Shivananda tell him, Vishnu Swami, when you call the carpenter, did you see God in him? And Swami Vishnu Devanji remember, oh, at that time when he called the carpenter, he did not remember that is God. Okay? So he did not feel for the being of the carpenter, but he called because the carpenter is worker and then lower class, and then he's calling in an arrogant manner. So he learned that lesson. Okay? So that's how the yoga teaching is applied. The Vedanta teaching is applied. Yeah? You have to be aware. People around you, you criticize them, you judge them, you think you are better than them. Yeah, you are more, you identify yourself with your caste. I come from a very rich family. I come from a very famous family, or sometimes the opposite. I come from a very poor family and I am nobody. All these are all ego traits, and you have to apply in daily life. Who are you? The question is, who am I in truth? Okay, so that journey you have to follow for a long time. So that is one lesson of Swami Shivananda. The other lesson of Swami Shivananda that teach us through his life example is at one time he's always accept everybody in the ashram, because he thinks that people come to the ashram, they become better person, then let them be outside and nobody teach them, nobody care about them. So he accept all kinds of people in the ashram, and sometimes he accept people that have mental imbalances, mental disease. That one such person named Govinda, one day, this is a young man, he's very angry, he's very depressed, and then he come and he tried to kill Swami Shivananda, who tried to tell him to stay in the ashram and don't go out. And you know how when you live in the ashram, people always wanted to go out and live their life. They think they are more free. They don't understand yet the process, how living in the ashram with all the schedule, everything will help them to actually to purify and to find their true self. So this young man become very unhappy and tried to kill the Swami Shivananda with an axe, hitting on his head. And what we learn from Swami Shivananda is Swami Shivananda did not get upset, yeah, but is immediately continue teaching, say Vishnu Swami, control your emotions, because Swami Vishnu is young man, and come jump up and try to control this guy that hit Swami Shivananda. But Swami Shivananda instead of thinking of his body that he almost lost his life. Yeah, Swami Shivananda continued to teach and say, Vishnu Swami, control your emotions. So you can see that in he's not really very much attached to his life and death, but he's continuously try to teach. See, that's something that we can learn from Swami Shivananda. He's always tried to help other people around him, and not thinking and not be afraid of death. Yeah, so that is something that you can learn. That the idea of try to be in self-control mode, even in extreme provocation, extreme difficult situation. Um, the other story that you can learn from Swami Shivananda is he's very caring in the detail for his students and his patients. He was a medical doctor, you know. And then at one time, one story, he people come to him. He's already a monk, but he also a doctor. And then he gave to the person the advice and the medicine, and shampoo his leg and send him off. And then the person already left the ashram long time, many hours. And then Swami Shivananda remember, oh, there is a medicine that it would be very good for this person to take. So normally a normal person would say, oh, okay, I forgot at that time, so forget it, it's too bad, or something like this. But Swami Shivananda not. Swami Shivananda take the medicine and he run on the road, run after this man, yeah, who already walked few hours before. He run on the road to find this person, to give him this medicine that he think that is very helpful for the person. You see, so you can see the heart of Swami Shivananda, extremely caring and not only thinking of himself to save his time, save his energy, yeah, but put the person that he tried to help before himself. You see, are we able to do that? Are we able to sacrifice ourselves that much? Yeah, we serve a little bit and we think, oh, too much work. I rather have my time so I can relax. And, we think of ourselves all the time. Yeah. Do we really think of self-sacrifice, of helping other people at our expense? No, we don't. Yeah. So that's why he's a saint and we are we are apprentice. Okay. So that is another story. Um, Swami Shivananda. I try to bring up the story of Swami Shivananda. Swami Shivananda, at the end of his life, he did do a tour. He stayed in the ashram. He print books. He write books. He wrote 200 books. He sent books to everybody. He doesn't go around and touristing or seeing things. He just stay at the ashram. He work non-stop. He write everything by hand. Whatever they think is good idea, yeah, he write it down. And then he produced books after books. And then at the end of his life, he did go on a called India tour. Yeah, he toured by train all the different cities and villages, and he saw that people come out to hear him. Yeah, a lot, thousands of people come out. Yeah, and to meet him, to see him, and to hear him, because that time he become like a saint, like very famous. And then he said in his autobiography text, How God Come to My Life, yeah, he said, God come, he identified that all these people that come to hear him is God. God come, yeah, to hear, and then he identified himself also as an instrument of God. Yeah. So it's a very beautiful. You imagine this is the state of a person that called realize. Okay. Here, I read for you. He say, at every place, God came to me. He see all these thousands of people as God. In his Vishwa Virat Swarup. Virat Swarup means in the form of the multitude. Yeah, a lot of people, but it's only one God. Okay, in the form of the multitude, multitudes of devotees eager to listen to the tenets of divine life. So this multitude of people is eager to listen to the teaching how to transform your life into a spiritual life. At every place, I felt, Shivananda wrote, he said, I felt that God spoke through me. He didn't say, I'm very big teacher, I'm very good teacher, I'm good lecturer, many people come because of me. He did not say that. He said, I feel that God spoke through me and that he himself, God himself, in his multitude form, spread out before me. He sang with me. I mean, the devotees sang. He prayed with me. He spoke. He means the divine. He spoke and he listened. So he has the feeling that God spoke and God listened. Savam Kavidam Brahman. Everything indeed is Brahman. So this is the experience of a person that realizes self. So we have to have a clear idea. We are so lucky that we meet with Swami Sivananda, Swami Vishnudevanji to understand this even. What is yoga? What is self-realization? Yeah, yoga is union. So what is it Swami Shivananda is saying? He's saying that he realized that he's not a doer, he's not a lecturer, he's not separating from the people that he's teaching. He see that God comes through himself, talking, and God listen, and God, everything in fact is Brahman. So this is his inner experience. He did not see that I'm doing something and that this something these people listen to me, but he see I am everything. I am in everything. God is in everything. Divinity is in everything. So this is the experience of a person that realizes himself, that realize that there is no separation between you and others. Okay? All indeed is Brahman. And he was a medical doctor, and yet, he treat people and people that don't have money. He buy the medicine for them and gave them. Okay? So he's um, his heart. When you say Swami Shivananda, you say Swami Givananda. Givananda. I mean, he gave. Yeah. So we learn from this. We learn from our teacher. So don't just think guru is somebody sitting up there and say things that you don't understand, and then you sitting down here and you cannot reach that. It's not true. Yeah. The guru is a person that has already understood many things, and the way how they behave, you also can learn from them. It's very simple. Yeah. You can learn serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. You can learn all this. He doesn't teach something difficult, yeah, to show that he's better than you. It's not like this. He teach something very simple that you can follow yourself and become that great person himself. A great person doesn't mean the person is above you. Yeah, the person just that means that the person has transformed themselves and that his heart open. Yeah, so Swami Givananda, he gave everything to everybody. Yeah, so that's something we can learn. Yeah, we learn to give, not to think of ourselves, not to calculate. Yeah, but try to give more. You give a smile. Yeah, you meet people, you give a smile. Yeah, you give a little something because you understand that everyone is struggling, everyone is suffering. Yeah, so you have to help people a little bit. Don't have to do anything big. Yeah, but you are all the time over self-concerned. So that's a problem. We over self-concerned. We live in our own skin and we over self-concerned. What I get today, you know, and you are not thinking of somebody else than yourself. So that you are in a trap. Yeah. And you are unhappy. In that state of mind, you are unhappy. So you need to get out of yourself. Yeah. Not do anything extraordinary, but just a little something, yeah, to show that you care. Yeah, put yourself out there. Serve, love, give, purify. That's Swami Shivananda. And the last thing, Swami Shivananda, before he left, he dictated his book until the last minute. In the beginning, he sit up and he write his book by hand. And then after, he lie down and he dictate to somebody to write his books. So when he's already very sick, and he asked people to go to the river Ganga, to the holy river Ganga, and to get some water of Ganga. And then people give him water, and he drink the water of Ganga because he say all the time, Ganga is my mother divine. Himalaya is my father divine. So he has so much devotion. Yeah, he look at things, and he has that feeling. Yeah, Himalaya is my father divine. Ganga is my mother divine. So he drank from the drop of Ganga water and he left his body. And he said two words that you need to remember. Okay? He said, attach, detach. Two words. Attach, detach. And there is nothing better than these two words. Attach, detach. That's the final instruction. What that means? Attach yourself to God and detach yourself from everything else. What that means? Yeah. Tune your mind and heart to the divine. Think about the divine all the time. Either you see it in other people that you serve, either you read the books that you are reading, either you are meditating, either you are chanting mantra. Whatever you do doesn't matter. You need to remember God. Okay, attach yourself to God. That's only one thing you need to do. You need to tune your mind, tune your heart to God, and detach yourself from everything else. So we do the opposite. We attach ourselves to everything else, and we detach yourself from God. Okay, when life is difficult, when things are challenging, so what we like to do? We think, oh, we drop the yoga. Yoga meditation takes too much time. I have no time for yoga, for meditation. And I'm going to focus on survival. I'm going to focus to find job and to survive and to take care of myself. This is what we think. Most people think. When life is challenging, if I have time, then I do yoga and meditation because it's cool. Because everyone is doing. So when I have time, I do yoga and meditation. But if when I don't have time, things are more difficult, then first thing I drop will be yoga, meditation, guru, Swami, ashram, everything I dropped. Yeah, and I think of myself only. So this is wrong. Okay, so the final instruction is attach yourself to all those things that you do that will help you to come closer to the divine, or come closer to your own true self. Okay, so attach yourself to that and detach yourself from all your concerns. Yeah, we have a lot of personal concern about things, this way, that way, all the time thinking. So he said detach. That means that's your karma. Okay, you cannot avoid your karma, fine and good. You do your duty, you do your karma, but at the same time, you need to make an effort to detach from it. You need to make an effort to detach from it. Okay, so you have to think differently from your priority. Okay, your priority need to change. Okay, so you need to switch the priority from the self-concern priority to the concern of something bigger. Okay, so I'm here talk to you from New York ashram. Okay, so I normally is in California, but I'm here now in New York. New York is about 6 hours from Montreal drive. Yeah, so I thought, oh, okay, TTC did not start yet, so I would just try to go by car. Somebody give me a ride to go to Canada and visit Swami Ambananda, who is my mother, and visit the ashram there, for a few days and come back. But then I realized that how it is precarious. I go fine and good, but anything can happen. I expose myself more to COVID, yeah, and then it can uh, create more complication for the TTC that is going on here in a week time or so. So I have to decide to let go. Have to decide to let go, not to go to Canada, yeah, not to visit my mother, and be here, be ready, so that I can teach the TTC upcoming without creating any problem to the TTC. See? So I have to change my priority. I have to choose a different priority. You see? And I know I would not be able to see my mother, yeah, for a long time. She's 94 years old. Yeah, moment I fly back, because I'm just teaching back to back different courses. So if I finish this, I go back and there's a program, the yoga farm, and I cannot fly, I cannot move. Yes. So then I have to take that decision. Yeah. So then I sacrifice. See, she's old and she's fine. But what I'm saying to you that is this attach detach, we have to apply. Yeah. So I have to detach, and I have to do my duty toward the people that take the TTC. That is very important. So those who did not have TTC experience, you should try to sign up for November TTC. July TTC in Vietnam is full. We try very hard to accommodate. But there's a different TTC, different other countries as well. So because why? Because it's a foundation of the guru teaching. Okay, Swami Vishnu Devanji create the TTC, yeah, the whole program, and it's based on Swami Shivananda teaching. So it's a foundation. So if you want to learn, you need to take the TTC proper. Some people say, okay, I'm already have one TTC, two TTC I already took, so I don't need a third TTC. It's not the same. Yeah. So you have to take the TTC so you can get the connection to the guru, and then you know for sure what you practice, and you have to trust enough. The faith is there enough for you to practice. Yeah, you have to practice, because what's the point to learn all these things and then don't practice? Then how? And then you go and you meet with the teacher again. So what? You have to practice, and then if you have question, then you ask. Yeah. So practice is most important. Swami Shivananda taught 1 ounce of theory, yeah, 1 ounce of practice equates to tons of theory. Okay, you can learn theory, you can talk theory, it's nice, but practice is more difficult. Okay, so attach detach, final instruction of Swami Shivananda. Attach detach. So remember these two words. Many words you cannot remember, but at least remember two words. Okay? attached to God, to divinity, to the higher life, yeah, to the higher mind, and detach from your concern, detach from everything else, detach from your concern. You have too many concern. Okay, so detach from it, let go of it. You're not going to die, but you're going to pave the way for a higher life. Okay, if you can apply that. So today that's all. um, I don't know, you have question? Thank you all the staff to be here. Sivananda Yoga Đà Lạt, Sivananda Yoga Hà Nội, and Sivananda Yoga Ashram, Sivananda Yoga Los Angeles, and Shivananda Ashram in Grass Valley. So it's very nice to see you um, by the grace of the internet. We can see each other. Yeah. Swami Vishnu Devanji, in the beginning, he has to learn to fly. Yeah, so that he can go here, there, meet everybody. And, I did not learn to fly, but thanks God we have the internet, so now I can talk to you without flying. Yeah. So, um, any question? Okay. Shankara Đậu, lâu ngày không gặp. Hey, I see all of you and I know all of you. Grace, Vidya, Amala, Asako, Devi, chị Harini. Chị Harini về chưa? Chưa. Maitri, Vietnam Ashram, screen. Is Shakti Chaitanya there? In Vietnam Ashram? Somebody named Darshana. Who's named Darshana?
Yeah, that's me, Swamiji.
I cannot see you. You are in
Oh,
the dark. I cannot see your face.
I'm seeing you from Canada.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I came to LA Center in Grass Valley for 3 months.
Mm.
Yeah, nice seeing you, Swamiji. Very interesting, very nice talk.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Darshana is a very beautiful name.
Thank you. It was given, it's my spiritual name.
Yeah,
When I did my TTC in 2012, it was given to me, Swamiji.
okay. Darshana
Mm-hmm.
means have a vision. You
Yes.
have a vision of God. You
Mm.
can see something and you have a vision of God. So that's Darshana
Yes.
means. Yeah. So myself, when I encounter something difficult, then
Mm-hmm.
I pray the way how I pray. I say, "Oh God, give me thy darshan."
Oh, yes.
What that means? Oh God, in this difficult situation, let me see you in this difficult situation. And I have a vision of you. You see, so you have
Yeah.
to open your mind so that you can see this difficult situation also is something a gift to you. You
Yeah.
see, you have to be
Yes.
able to see that.
Right, Swamiji. Yeah. That's thank you so much, Swamiji. Mhm.
Okay, very nice, Saraswati Devi. Uh, okay, I'm just looking at you, Tulasi, Hanuman. Okay, very nice. So we say the prayer now, please, and then we complete.